The move we anticipated has taken place. Chris Barnes, normally a 177-pounder, wrestling at 190 for OSU against Brooks Simpson, 6'6" and as a 190-pounder, Barnes has won 4 matches and lost 1 this season.
And immediately we see exactly what we were talking about as Barnes was in momentarily on a single leg, and Simpson just simply yanked the leg back and said no. You can tell by the build of each wrestler that Simpson is quite large, very big in the upper body. He has a hard time making 190. Barnes is a very just nice-sized 177-pounder. So Simpson definitely has the strength advantage. Barnes a little bit of leverage. Nice move by Barnes. A spin around move, and he almost had the takedown with that shoulder throw or shoulder spin. But one knee of Barnes was off the mat when he gained control. Correct call by Randy Sanders. No takedown. Now, here's what we really have right now in the team race. 16-11 score, Oklahoma State leading. For Oklahoma State to win the match, they need to give up no more than a major decision in one of these last 2 matches and merely get a draw in the other match. For Iowa to win the match, win the team match, they need to do something more than that. In other words, they've got to win one of these by more than a major decision and get at least a tie in the other match. So that's really what we have right now. If Barnes could win for Oklahoma State, the match is over realistically. It would be an 8-point lead for the Cowboys in the team score, with a maximum of 6 being allowed for Sindlinger should he pin Terry Ullum of Oklahoma State at heavyweight. But if Simpson could win here for the Hawkeyes, they've got a great chance, of course, to win the duel because Sindlinger would be a heavy favorite over Terry Ullum. That's where we stand, early moments of the 190-pound match, 1:52 to go, first period, no score. One near takedown by Barnes, and that's been the extent of the action. Barnes quite aggressive, pushing it to Simpson.
And I think that's one of the things that Josie saw. Chris Barnes is an aggressive wrestler at 177, and he has wrestled at 190 and likes that kind of style. Of course, out of Oologah High School, a champion there at a high school late out a year. He was a redshirt 21-year-old sophomore and has really come on strong for the Cowboys this season.
Now we see Simpson deep in on the leg. Watch Barnes try to reach back through the crotch of Simpson and try to throw him over. Tough position for Barnes. Simpson is quite strong, as I said. This is going to be really interesting now to see if Simpson can come out of it with the takedown, but no, stalemate called by Randy Sanders. As Barnes, with that leverage he has, was able to stave it off, and they'll go back on their feet with 1:15 remaining in the first period. Simpson pulled the shocker of the season in the duel match against Iowa State, when Iowa State all but had it wrapped up, with national champion Eric Volker coming out and a 5-point lead, I believe, in the duel match at the time. With 2 bouts left, Simpson pinned Eric Volker, and then Sindlinger pinned Andy Koch from Iowa State at heavyweight, and the Hawks took a 22-17 victory, or 22-15 victory. Really a tremendous match, and this man out here right now in the black, Brooks Simpson, was the key figure in that rally. Barnes again deep in on the leg. Simpson quite strong. Barnes driving, trying to get the takedown. Now it's Simpson's turn to reach back through and try to counter Barnes' takedown. No takedown unless Barnes can get his head out, which he does. Nice move, nice scramble by Chris Barnes to take the early lead.
And with 30 seconds left to go in the opening period, a 2-point takedown, and now the escape by Brooks Simpson and an injury to the finger by Chris Barnes. You mentioned the pin by Simpson, but since pinning Volker, he is 2-4-1. So maybe he put a lot into that match and has not really come back with anything near that since then.
He has really struggled. Here's the takedown by Barnes. Now you'll notice his head is trapped, but he comes back and elevates over the top, squirms in the reverse body press position, and comes back through the back door, as we would say, and simply did not give up. And there's the key to a great wrestling move. It wasn't just the one move that scored the points. Barnes reacted to the situation. It took about 3 moves for him to score the takedown. Mild injury to a finger on his right hand, I believe, and he's okay, and here we go, 2-1.
20 seconds left in the opening period. You see the tape now on the right hand of Chris Barnes after that injury. The escape scored by Brooks Simpson, and they are now in the center of the mat, approaching the end of the first period, with Chris Barnes, a surprise contested at 190 for Oklahoma State, having the early lead.
Part of the problem that Brooks Simpson has had, he does pull a lot of weight to get to 190. His conditioning has been suspect a couple of times, and part of the problem after he wrestled Volker has been his inconsistency. Dan Gable said this afternoon that he has good instincts from all three positions, neutral, top, and bottom. Shoots good takedowns, and he's a hard worker, but he has had a little bit of trouble with his timing and maintaining the mental level that he needs to maintain throughout a big match in a tough situation. So we start the second period with Simpson in the top position.
Brooks Simpson starting out on top, but the escape for Chris Barnes, and it's 3-1 now as you see the Cowboy fans getting into this match behind the decision by Joe C. to go with Chris Barnes at 190. Barnes in on the leg and trying for the takedown as they're on the edge of the mat, and they go off.
Nice move again by Chris Barnes. He's looking tough. Now, Barnes hurt himself then. I didn't see what he did, but he immediately, as he got to his feet, suddenly dropped back down as if his knee, he's got a bad left knee. It's wrapped, heavily wrapped, and apparently he twisted it on where the edge of the mat. The edge of the mat comes up off the floor a couple of inches, and I think he might have put the weight on it just a little bit wrong. Watch Barnes at near takedown for Barnes here. Simpson horses him out of the double leg move. Barnes tries an inside body lock, comes to his feet. Let's watch the left leg.
How much, Bob?
Barnes tries an inside lock to throw him.
Come on.
Nothing of that. And right as he stepped on the edge there, you can see as he turns, right there, I don't know if he caught the edge or if the knee just flexed wrong.
It looked to appear that he may have hyperextended it just a little bit when he tried to stretch out and throw Simpson there as they reach the edge of the mat.
Barnes was a great wrestler out of high school, national junior freestyle champ out of Oolaga. Set out a year and was really slow coming back last year. Never had the mental toughness or the physical conditioning he needed. You can tell about tournament time, he started to look pretty good. This year, he's looked much improved. Now, Simpson deep in on the leg. Tough position for Barnes to be in. Simpson's quite strong, but a nice scramble move by Barnes. Drops down, and he's almost got Simpson taken down. There's the 2 points. Great counter move by Chris Barnes, and he's in control 5-1. And as we were saying, Joe C. thinks that Barnes is just now about to the point of being the kind of wrestler they thought he would be when they recruited him 3 years ago.
Chris Barnes with a 5-1 lead over Brooks Simpson. You see the clock, 40 seconds approaching in the second period, and Barnes really working on Brooks Simpson, who is struggling to get free, but Chris Barnes now working on the ride, and now apparently it looks like he let Simpson up as he got to that standing position.
A wise move by Barnes. Barnes is very good on top and has really good leg rides, but Simpson is so strong and has a real good side roll from underneath, and I believe that's what he pinned Eric Volker with. And a smart move, I think, strategically by Barnes. Barnes goes right back in on the leg, trying to suck it up, but Simpson flattens out in the howitzer position, keeping his hips down. I don't know if Barnes drives right through there, has Simpson in some trouble again, and he's got a takedown. 2 seconds before the end of the period.
A big takedown with 2 seconds left to go in the period. Brooks Simpson is upset. He pushes Chris Barnes away. The crowd here at Gallagher-Iba Arena on their feet after 2 periods in the 190-pound match. Chris Barnes leads Brooks Simpson 7-2, but once again, Chris Barnes has called a timeout because of the knee injury, and now he is working on the knee. We'll take a look at that last takedown with 2 seconds left to go.
Here it is. Barnes has the leg, suddenly drives it up, pulls it inside, drives over the top. Now watch him hook the right knee behind the knee. He's got both legs trapped, and as soon as he cleared the head, no doubt it was a takedown. 7-2 lead by Barnes. An upset in the making, but Simpson can score big quickly, so it's not over yet.
We hope you're enjoying all the action. Tony Sellers and J. Carl Guyman with you at Gallagher-Iba Arena on United Cable Sports as Brooks Simpson gets the escape to start the third period. It's 7-3 for Chris Barnes.
And now Simpson goes in immediately on a single leg. Barnes counters it. Now you're going to see Barnes be a little more careful, I believe. Nice counter by Barnes, a duck under. His idea here, of course, Simpson's idea here is he's got to be the aggressor these last 145. He's got to score some points. Barnes, I think you'll see, will lay back a little bit, try to get Simpson overextending himself and then countering him with a head snap or a duck under as he did just a moment ago. And he almost caught Simpson's leg, but he got a little too far under. Here comes Simpson around from behind. Barnes holds the leg back, though. Now Barnes has the leg locked. Simpson doesn't want to get caught in this position because too much time's running off the clock, and now it looks to be that Barnes may be the one who scores the points. And I am really impressed with the job that Chris Barnes has done on Brooks Simpson.
A courageous effort by Chris Barnes at 190 pounds. He's having to move up from 177. He's suffered a knee injury in this match. The crowd, as you see, on their feet. A minute 12 left to go. Chris Barnes at 190 with a 7-3 lead over Brooks Simpson. And this one could wrap it up for the Cowboys.
Well, it would. It definitely would if he wins, and if Barnes wins. And I guarantee you, after the 158-pound match, I would have wagered the wife, house, and children. Here comes Simpson back with a takedown now. Well, maybe not the wife. I don't know. Well, she's about to turn 40. Maybe it'd be okay. Simpson coming back now. Gets a takedown. Releases Barnes. Another takedown. And suddenly, he's back in it.
8-7 our score. Chris Barnes hanging on with a 1-point lead, 41 seconds. And now, yes, it is, as they correct the scoreboard, 9-7 is the score. 9-7 in favor of Chris Barnes. 41 seconds left.
Barnes went to sleep. Barnes went to sleep a little bit there. That first takedown, I don't think, concerned him, but he was not ready, and Simpson came right back with another one, and Barnes now looks tired. Oh, but he countered Simpson's move. He's got a chance. Barnes may be simply too tired to convert this, however. Simpson's got the horsepower. So it's a question of, can Barnes drive through or can Simpson roll him over? The best thing for Barnes in this standpoint is that a lot of time is running off the clock. And Barnes is about to get him. And there's the takedown with 8 seconds left. Oklahoma State is going to win this duel.
Incredible performance by Chris Barnes. A takedown with 6 seconds left. 11-7 the score. Chris Barnes has moved up to 190 pounds where Iowa was favored, and Brooks Simpson is taking the loss tonight at the hands of Chris Barnes.
Big move by Chris Barnes just when he looked like he really had nothing left except to hold on. And suddenly he got the points. Now if he is just cautious at all, he can simply push Simpson away from him, give the escape, even let Simpson take him down again, and he still would win the match. I think you'll see Barnes push him away. And only 3 seconds remaining. 11-8 is going to be the final.
Chris Barnes with the crowd on their feet. The Cowboy wrestlers out on the edge of the mat. They know they have won this duel. The crowd knows it too. Chris Barnes at 190 pounds scores an 11-8 victory over Iowa's Brooks.